Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Vivian Atud, and today we're talking about success. Success is something that we all chase, whether it's in your personal life, it's in business life, it's in your career, it's in your spiritual life. We all want to be successful. But what if I were going to tell you that success is not just about how much money you make, it's not just about how much achievements that you get. What if there is a deeper formula for success, a divine blueprint that does not just transform your life in the physical, but renews your entire life? And today I'll unlock the timeless wisdom of success based on the good book principles as recorded in Romans chapter 12. I will show you how the power of renewing yourself, the power of changing your minds, the power of not conforming to things the way they have always been, can skyrocket your success from where you've always been to where you dream to be. So before we get into the details of it, let me take you to the good book and read two verses from the book of Romans chapter 12, and I will read just the first and the second verse. And it says, "Therefore, I urge you, brothers and sisters, in view of God's mercy, to offer your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and pleasing to God. This is your true and proper worship. Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by renewing your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what's God's will. What is God's good will? What is God's pleasing and perfect will?" So let me pause there after those two verses, and they've given us some keywords, and I will be sharing with you in this video 5 key points taken away from these Bible verses that can help you skyrocket your channel, your success. Are we ready to delve deeper? But if you are new to the channel, you are welcome on this channel with me, Dr. Vivian. I talk everything from a common sense perspective, whether it's business, whether it's entrepreneurship, personal development, leadership, and making money. So if you are new to the channel, please subscribe to our channel if this is making sense. So when we make new content, you will be number one to know. Enable notification. If you are renewed, if you are returning viewers, it's always a pleasure having you back on the channel. So let me share with you some 5 principles based on this 2 Bible verses that can help you skyrocket your success. So number 1 that we read from verse number 1, it said, offer yourself as a living sacrifice. What does that mean? What does that mean in business? How can that help me? Embrace your purpose over profit. Embrace your purpose over profit. There is more to you than profit. There is more. I mean, when we look at Romans 12 and in verse 1, and it says, present your bodies as a living sacrifice, dedicated not just to profit, to your work, to your purpose, to your calling, to changing lives. And you know what happens? When you dedicate yourself to purpose over profit, what happens is that profits naturally follow you. Profits will follow you because, I mean, think about it. You're running a business and you don't just caring about just how much money you can get, but how do I influence life? How do I touch people? Maybe you have a bakery, and one thing you want to do you look at some homeless shelters, some places. How do I take my business to the community? And maybe you just take once a month or however regular you want it to be. You reach out to the community with some of your products, the most vulnerable people. And guess what? Profit will begin to follow you. It's not just about these are my resources, this is what I have, and this is how much profit. How can I use my business? How can I use my business to touch life? Embrace your purpose over profit. Point number one, when you want to succeed at any level, how much of your purpose have you embraced? Using your business, your career, whatever it is, to touch lives, not just how much you can get. Point number two, very important, as we learned from the good book, it says, renew your mind. Renew your mind. I mean, talk about renewal, talk about innovation, talk about adapting to change. I mean, if you've been around for a number of decades right now, you would know that if you grew up in the 80s, if you grew up in the 90s, things have changed. I mean, think about even video, the industry of media today. I'm recording this video on my iPhone. I would never have dreamt about this in the early 2000s, because why? The technology did not exist. There were no smartphones back then. If you wanted to start a business in media, I mean, you had to hire a recording company, you had to this and that, or invest in very expensive equipment. And more recently, we have artificial intelligence. I mean, innovations is endless. Key to success, you need to renew your mind. You need to know that the way things are done keep changing. It's in your best interest, whether it's in your personal life, it's in your spiritual life, it's in your business life, whatever it is you're doing, you've got to adapt to innovation. You've got to always look at what are the new ways they're doing things in this industry. Because guess what? If you are not efficient, your competition will be more efficient than you, and they will take the customers. But if you are always out there looking at what are the best ways that things are done now in my industry, how can I innovate? How can I change the way I solve this problem? I always say in marketing, there is the famous story that it's always said based on a Harvard Business Review article that was written in the 60s. And the title for that article was Marketing Myopia. And the author used an example of saying, every time in business, you must ask yourself, what business am I in? What business am I in? Not just what am I selling? And he went ahead to explain and say that, think about it. If you think that you are in the business of just selling cars, the next technology might outlive you. And he used the example of the horse rider and said, if the horse rider had not paused and asked themselves, what business am I in? I am in the business of transporting people from one spot to another, because back in the days, before the steam engine, before the trains, before the automobile, before aviation, people used to use horses, donkeys, and every kind of things to move from one area to another. That was a perfectly acceptable mode of transport. But think about the horse rider trying to fight the steam engine or aviation. You will not win, because it's not about what you are selling. It's about meeting a consumer need. And the consumer need in that case is being transported from one point to another. What is the most efficient way? And we know that today, transportation, the business of transportation has moved. If you were a horse rider and said, no, I am going to do horse riding, my customers are going to always ride on horses from one point to another, I mean, you would be totally out of business. I mean, there are many more businesses today. Think about anyone remember Video Town? I mean, think about Video Town. Who goes to Video Town these days? So innovation, it's the key. You need to be able to know, what business am I in? What need am I meeting? And how do consumers want that need to be met these days? And how can I innovate? How can I meet them where they want to be met these days? So those are the questions you want to ask. So point number one, like I said, you need to be able to offer yourself as a living sacrifice. Go beyond profits and embrace your purpose. Number two, you need to renew your mind. You need to be able to renew your mind. You need to innovate. Point number 3, very important. Point number 3, it says, do not conform. Do not conform. Do not be the person that wants to do things just the way they have always been done in society. Stand with integrity. You know, people will tell you, oh, there are many ways. Some want to cut corners, some want to do things in unethical ways. A lot of things that don't really sit well with you. And someone will tell you, in this industry, everyone just does this. It says, don't conform to the world standards. Don't conform to the world standard. Talk about manipulation. Talk about things that will not sit well for the long time. They might make short-term profit, but in the long term, you would be able to see that they don't work. It says, success in business and life, you need to stick to your principles. You need to say, I want to work with integrity. I want to work with excellence. I want to stand out. I want to add value consistently to my consumers. I don't care what other people do, because some people will say, oh, there are shortcuts to making money. There are shortcuts to doing this and that. No, don't conform to things that will not help you achieve your purpose in life. Do not conform to the standards of this world. There are things that seem, the Bible says, there is a way that seems right to a man, but it leads to destruction. There are things that seem okay, but they are not going to be sustainable in your business. So refuse to conform to anything that will not give you long-term success. You might have short-term gains, but how far would that take you? So point number 3, don't conform. Number 4 is transform. Transform. Be transformed. That is a key word. That is a word I've embraced all my life. Be transformed. Be transformed. Inner growth. Inner growth will reflect in your outer success. Inner growth will reflect. So, try to change your mindset about things. Before you become any kind of success at any level in business, invest in personal development. Invest in personal growth. Invest in spiritual growth, professional growth. Do things better. Just try to know, how are things done? If anyone knows they're doing better than you, there are things they know you don't know. You don't know. So if you want to grow in business, succeed in business, succeed in personal life, invest in transforming yourself. Who do I become? It's not how much. Who am I becoming? Am I becoming more knowledgeable? Am I becoming more compassionate? Who are you becoming? Be transformed. It's not just about making money. Try to grow every day. Be transformed. Be more compassionate. Be more knowledgeable. Be more technically savvy. Be more emotionally intelligent. Be more, in all areas, all people skills. There are a lot of things that you need in order to succeed in any area of your life. Personal growth, business growth, spiritual growth. Be transformed. And finally, point number 5, it says, test and approve God's perfect will. If all that you seek about when it comes to success is how much money you're going to make or how much would come into your account, the good author Solomon said, it's all vanity. It's all vanity. At the end of the day, what's my purpose in life? What's my guidance? How can God guide me in my business decisions? It's not just about you. The world is more spiritual than it's physical. It says, test and approve. People will bring you all kinds of ideas. People will bring you all kinds of suggestions. Things will come to your mind. But is that the right way to do? And it's always important to seek spiritual guidance. And I love Psalms 23. And when David writes and he says, the Lord is my shepherd. The Lord leads me. He guides me. He leads me to green pastures. Green pastures. Whatever I really need to succeed in life, the Lord leads me. And how would the Lord lead me if you don't listen to him? Because many people will be pulling you and telling you, or in order to make this kind of decision, these are the things you need to do. Who is leading you? who is guiding you in your decision making, who is helping you make all those things. So it's very important. I've highlighted all these 5 points, like I said. If you want to improve your skills, we doing talk about innovation. I have developed written books and things, and there are lots of resources. You want to tap into some of our resources that can help you innovate. I mean, talk about AI. I've written best-selling books talking about how you can use that to improve your business life, or even writing, or any area of your life. Check some of the links in the description. Get yourself more resources that can actually help you succeed in life. So as we begin to wind down on today's episode, I just want to encourage someone out there. Success is not just about doing more or having more. Success is not just about doing more or having more money in your bank account. It's becoming more. You want to become more. You want to become more. As we've seen, even looking at Romans chapter 12, you need to offer yourself to a purpose. You need to renew your thinking. You need to align yourself with God's path to success and to become what you want to be. The more you align yourself to God, your path to success becomes clearer and clearer and clearer. I tell you, every day in business, every day I wake up, I get this guidance on these are the things you should be doing right now in this area of your life. These are the things. Sometimes it's not quite clear to me, but sometimes it's very clear that there are things I need to change. So here's my challenge to you today. So take a moment and reflect. Take a moment and think about how you can apply these principles to your life. Starting now. Starting now. Are you ready to offer your work, offer yourself as a living sacrifice? Are you ready to renew your mind, to innovate and grow? The seeds you plant today, the seeds that you plant today, in nurturing and maturing these principles, they will bear fruits tomorrow. They will bear fruits tomorrow. Don't sit and mourn and say, oh, I've not been doing it. Start today. Start today and challenge yourself. Remember, transformation starts from within. It starts from within. So let's not just talk about success. Let's walk the talk. Let's walk the talk. And I am very excited that you have been part of this video for today. So your next chapter in success, it starts now. It starts now. It starts with the decisions that you make today. It starts with the decisions that you make now. And what would that decision be? I hope this has been inspiring. This has provoked and challenged you to think about, do you put profits ahead of your purpose? Do you challenge yourself to not conform to the standards of this world? Do you challenge yourself to renew your mind so that you can learn new things? Do you challenge yourself to seek guidance, higher guidance in the way and on your path to success? And until next time, keep succeeding, keep making those decisions every day to do right by yourself, to transform your life, and I will see you in the next video.